Most people think wealth is about working harder or making more money, but the truth is different. Wealth comes from systems, habits, and decisions that most never see. The rich focus on long term compounding, controlling risks, and making money work for them. It's not luck, it's strategy. You can start small, but consistency over years is what separates the wealthy from the majority. The rich rarely spend money on things that do not create value. They prioritize investments over consumption, while others chase temporary pleasures. They focus on building assets that generate cash flow. Understanding this difference is critical. Every dollar you save or invest wisely multiplies over time, and small, deliberate choices compound into massive wealth that feels almost invisible at first. Debt is one of the biggest traps for ordinary people. The wealthy use debt strategically, often leveraging it for investments that increase in value. They avoid high interest consumer debt that eats away at income. Understanding the difference between good and bad debt is essential. Bad debt controls you, good debt works for you. Master this principle, and your financial freedom grows faster than you imagine. Time is the greatest advantage the rich have. They invest early and let compounding do its work. Waiting even a few years can make a dramatic difference in wealth accumulation. They know that small daily contributions, repeated consistently, lead to massive results. Patience and persistence beat shortcuts. Understanding the power of time is the secret nobody will openly explain because most people overlook it. Risk is misunderstood by many. The wealthy do not avoid risk, they manage it intelligently. Diversification, research, and calculated decisions reduce exposure to loss while maximizing returns. Ordinary people either take too much risk blindly or avoid it entirely, missing opportunities. Learning how to evaluate and control risk is a critical secret for building long-term wealth that grows steadily without unnecessary setbacks. The rich think differently about money. They see it as a tool, not a goal. Money is a means to create more opportunities, freedom, and options. Ordinary people often chase money for status or comfort, which traps them in a cycle of earning and spending. Shifting your mindset from consumption to investment is fundamental. Every dollar you redirect toward growth multiplies your potential over time. Education is a lifelong habit for the wealthy. They continually learn about markets, investments, business strategies, and human behavior. Ordinary people stop learning after formal schooling, limiting their potential. Knowledge compounds like money does. Each lesson, insight, or connection can unlock opportunities that others cannot see. Continuous growth in skill and understanding is a hidden wealth accelerator. Networking matters more than most realize. Wealthy individuals surround themselves with other motivated, knowledgeable people. These connections provide information, partnerships, and opportunities that would be impossible alone. Your circle influences your financial path profoundly. Being intentional about who you spend time with multiplies your chances of success, while toxic or indifferent relationships often drain resources and energy. Frugality is a quiet secret of the rich. They avoid unnecessary luxury early in their journey and focus on maximizing capital. Living below their means allows them to invest more aggressively. Ordinary people often overspend to signal success, unknowingly slowing wealth creation. Understanding the difference between being rich and looking rich is crucial. Wealth is built silently before it becomes visible. The wealthy embrace failure as a teacher. They take calculated risks knowing mistakes happen, but also knowing how to recover. Ordinary people fear failure and avoid opportunities, missing growth. Each failure carries lessons that improve future decisions. Resilience, reflection, and adaptation create an invisible advantage that compounds over years, transforming setbacks into stepping stones for lasting financial success. The rich prioritize multiple streams of income. Relying on a single paycheck is risky and limits growth. Investments, businesses, royalties, and side ventures provide security and compounding opportunities. Ordinary people focus solely on salary and savings, missing out on the exponential power of diversified earnings. Building multiple income sources is a key hidden principle of wealth. Investing early is crucial. Even modest contributions grow significantly over decades due to compounding. The wealthy understand that starting today is far more powerful than starting tomorrow. Delaying investments means losing decades of potential growth. Time plus consistency beats occasional big efforts. Every early decision accumulates, creating a wealth gap that becomes impossible to ignore later. Mindset is everything. Wealthy people believe in abundance and opportunities. Ordinary people often have scarcity thinking, fearing loss and avoiding calculated risks. Abundance mindset opens doors, encourages learning, and promotes smart financial choices. This invisible mindset difference is what separates the financially free from the rest, guiding behavior, investment, and decision-making in ways most people never notice. The rich know how to negotiate. They understand value and don't accept the first offer. Negotiation skills save money, increase profits, and open opportunities others miss. Ordinary people often avoid negotiation, fearing conflict or rejection. Learning to negotiate effectively multiplies returns on business deals, investments, and purchases, quietly building wealth over years without increasing effort. Wealthy people measure wealth differently. They focus on net worth and assets, not income. Ordinary people focus on monthly paychecks and visible spending. Understanding assets, liabilities, and cash flow is critical. Building net worth means creating systems where money works for you, not just being busy earning it. Seeing wealth holistically transforms decisions and priorities. The rich understand tax strategies. They use legal methods to minimize taxes and maximize returns. Ordinary people often overpay or avoid planning entirely. Knowledge of deductions, investments, and corporate structures allows money to compound faster. The secret is not evasion but intelligent planning. Proper tax strategy can dramatically accelerate wealth creation over decades. Discipline beats motivation. Wealthy individuals follow strict habits, budgets, and plans regardless of feelings. Ordinary people rely on fleeting motivation, which fades. Small daily actions saving, investing, learning compound invisibly. Discipline ensures consistency and growth over years, creating financial freedom that appears sudden but is the result of steady effort and control. The rich embrace automation. They use systems to invest, save, and track finances. Ordinary people manage everything manually, increasing errors and wasted time. Automating financial decisions, investments, savings, and budgeting removes emotion and ensures consistency. This silent strategy allows wealth to grow predictably, freeing mental energy for strategic opportunities and long-term planning. Patience is a hidden advantage. Ordinary people expect instant results and get frustrated. The wealthy understand that building lasting wealth is a long-term game. Short-term market fluctuations, setbacks, or delays do not affect their plan. They wait, adjust, and stay consistent. Patience allows compounding, opportunities, and growth to work silently, creating advantages invisible to the impatient. The rich understand inflation and purchasing power. They invest to outpace rising costs, while ordinary people save in cash that loses value. Protecting wealth requires knowledge of markets, assets, and strategies that preserve purchasing power. Understanding this invisible enemy, time and inflation, is critical. Those who ignore it risk losing financial stability even if they earn a high income. The wealthy focus on high-value opportunities. They spend energy and money where returns are greatest. Ordinary people spread themselves thin, working on low-impact tasks. Recognizing where effort creates the most value allows wealth to grow faster with less wasted energy. Strategic prioritization is a hidden secret few ever truly adopt, giving the rich a compounding advantage over time. They think long-term in every decision, while ordinary people chase immediate gratification. The rich delay pleasure to invest in future growth. Long-term thinking compounds not only financially but mentally, creating habits, patience, and resilience. This mindset difference is subtle but powerful, quietly separating the wealthy from the majority who are trapped in short-term cycles of spending and earning. The rich avoid lifestyle inflation. Even as income rises, they keep expenses controlled and reinvest the surplus. Ordinary people often increase spending with every raise, nullifying gains. Understanding that each dollar saved is a building block for future wealth is critical. Silent discipline and spending habits multiplies returns exponentially over time, creating a cushion and financial freedom others rarely achieve. The wealthy are decision efficient. They minimize trivial choices, automating routines and focusing on impactful decisions. Ordinary people waste time and energy on minor matters. By simplifying life, the rich preserve mental energy for opportunities and growth. Strategic simplicity may seem invisible, but it compounds advantages, allowing them to execute more efficiently than the average person. They invest in themselves continuously. Skills, health, knowledge, and networks are assets with compounding returns. Ordinary people neglect personal growth once formal education ends. Every new skill or connection multiplies opportunities, income, and insight. This invisible investment in personal capital accelerates wealth creation over decades, creating returns far beyond immediate financial gains. The rich view failure as feedback. Every setback is data for improvement. Ordinary people fear mistakes, avoiding risks entirely. By analyzing and adapting after failures, the wealthy refine strategies and avoid repeated errors. This approach quietly accelerates success. Understanding that failure is not the enemy but a tool is a crucial mindset the majority never fully adopt. They know when to say no. Time, money, and energy are finite, and prioritizing high impact opportunities is vital. Ordinary people often overcommit to low value tasks, relationships, or purchases. Strategic refusal multiplies efficiency and wealth building potential. Saying no is not negativity, it's a tool to protect focus, resources, and long term growth. Invisible but incredibly powerful. The wealthy leverage other people's time and money. Delegation, partnerships, and strategic investments allow their capital to grow faster than their personal effort alone. Ordinary people try to do everything themselves, limiting scalability. Understanding leverage multiplies outcomes without extra labor. This silent principle creates exponential advantage that ordinary effort can never match. They control emotions and financial decisions. Ordinary people often panic sell, overspend, or act impulsively. The wealthy remain calm, making rational, data-driven choices. Emotional discipline ensures consistent growth, minimizes losses, and allows compounding to work. Mastering emotional control is a hidden skill that amplifies every other wealth-building strategy. The rich are opportunistic, but patient. They recognize trends early but wait for the right conditions to act. Ordinary people either miss opportunities or rush blindly. Understanding timing multiplies returns and reduces risk. Observing, learning, and waiting strategically is invisible work that consistently differentiates the wealthy from the rest. They avoid envy and comparison. Ordinary people often measure success by what others have, leading to poor financial choices. The rich focus on their own path, benchmarks, and growth. Mental clarity about personal goals allows better decisions and reduces wasted spending or emotional stress. Avoiding comparison is subtle but crucial for sustainable wealth accumulation. The wealthy capitalize on information asymmetry. They gather insights, analyze trends, and act on opportunities unknown to most. Ordinary people rely on public or delayed information. Access to knowledge, combined with speed and judgment, multiplies results. This secret, though invisible to outsiders, creates a compounding advantage that grows exponentially over time. They focus on high leverage skills, the abilities that generate the most value for the least effort. Ordinary people spread effort evenly, diluting impact. By mastering skills that multiply outcomes, the rich accelerate growth while preserving energy. Identifying and developing leverage skills is subtle but transforms potential into tangible financial success faster than effort alone. The wealthy understand market cycles. They buy when others panic and sell when others overpay. Ordinary people often follow herd behavior, buying high and selling low. Recognizing cyclical patterns, patience, and contrarian thinking multiplies returns. This invisible discipline over time compounds wealth, quietly separating the informed few from the majority who react emotionally. They embrace innovation. Wealthy individuals adopt new technologies, tools, and methods to gain an edge. Ordinary people cling to old habits, slowing growth. Early adoption allows higher returns, efficiency, and competitive advantage. Innovation is invisible to observers at first, but its impact compounds silently, creating financial outcomes far beyond incremental improvements. The rich maintain multiple feedback loops. They track investments, budgets, and performance constantly. Ordinary people ignore metrics, assuming success will happen automatically. Feedback enables correction, optimization, and acceleration. This systematic attention to detail is subtle but powerful, ensuring consistent improvement and compounding results over time. They understand asset allocation. Wealthy people balance risk and reward across investments, protecting capital while maximizing growth. Ordinary people concentrate in a single asset or strategy, increasing vulnerability. Smart allocation compounds quietly, preserving wealth during downturns and capturing gains during growth periods, a principle rarely understood by casual investors. The wealthy focus on scalable income. Businesses, investments, and royalties grow without proportional effort. Ordinary people trade time for money, limiting potential. By designing scalable systems, the rich multiply returns while freeing personal energy. This principle compounds over years, quietly transforming effort into exponential financial freedom. They minimize decision fatigue. Routines, automation, and systems reduce mental clutter, leaving energy for high impact choices. Ordinary people waste effort on minor, repetitive decisions, reducing effectiveness. Energy management compounds indirectly, allowing wealthy individuals to focus consistently on strategies that truly create growth. The rich protect their reputation and relationships. Trust opens doors to deals, funding, and partnerships. Ordinary people neglect social capital, limiting opportunities. Reputation is an invisible asset that multiplies impact when leveraged correctly. Protecting and cultivating it compounds benefits across networks, business, and investments over decades. They invest in knowledge, not just money. Books, courses, mentors, and experiences expand opportunities. Ordinary people often undervalue education after school. Knowledge compounds faster than cash, creating insights that generate wealth indirectly. Each lesson, connection, or insight builds invisible assets that can yield extraordinary returns over time. The wealthy are adaptable. Markets, technologies, and circumstances change constantly. Ordinary people resist change, losing relevance and opportunity. Flexibility allows rapid response, capitalizing on trends and avoiding losses. Adaptability is invisible but multiplies returns, ensuring long-term success even when conditions shift dramatically. They embrace strategic risk. Safe choices rarely create extraordinary wealth. Calculated, informed risk multiplies returns while limiting exposure. Ordinary people fear uncertainty, missing opportunities. Understanding when and how to take risk quietly compounds growth, differentiating the wealthy from the majority who play it too safe. The rich avoid consumerism traps. Status symbols and instant gratification are delayed for strategic investments. Ordinary people spend as a signal, slowing wealth creation. Every dollar redirected from consumption to investment compounds silently, eventually creating freedom and optionality others can only dream of. They create systems, not just goals. Goals without execution plans are fleeting. The wealthy build repeatable, scalable systems that generate results. Ordinary people rely on motivation and willpower alone. Systems compound outcomes invisibly, turning consistent action into predictable growth that multiplies over years without extra effort. The rich know self-discipline beats inspiration. Motivation is fleeting, habits are permanent. Ordinary people rely on emotions, leading to inconsistent results. Daily routines, budgeting, and investment habits compound silently. Discipline ensures growth even on days without enthusiasm, quietly multiplying wealth over time. They continuously reassess and adjust strategies. Markets, personal finances, and business landscapes evolve. Ordinary people stick to outdated methods, losing potential. Iterative improvement compounds results, keeping strategies aligned with reality. Small adjustments over time create massive invisible gains that appear sudden to outsiders. Finally, the secret of the rich nobody tells you is invisible consistency. Every choice, habit, investment, and decision compounds over years, often unnoticed. Ordinary people look for shortcuts, but wealth quietly grows through repeated small actions, strategic thinking, and disciplined habits. Master these, and financial freedom is not luck, it's inevitable.